Rizal 101 General Education Question. Noli me tangere is to Berlin. El filibusterismo is to blank. Is it A. Ghent, B. Madrid, C. Manila, or D. Paris? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer, or if you want, you can just simply pause the video. Time's up. Now let's check if your answer is correct. Now based sa question, ito siya is an analogy. Ang Noli me tangere raw ay na-publish sa Berlin, Germany. Ang El filibusterismo, saan siya na-publish? Okay, so ang El filibusterismo, na-print ito siya September 18, 1891. And paki-remember, ang other tawag sa El filibusterismo is the reign of greed. So pag may question sa board exam, ano yung novel ni Jose Rizal nang ibig sabihin is the reign of greed? Sagot natin is El filibusterismo. Pero pag ang nakasulat, touch me not, that is Noli me tangere. And another important thing about El filibusterismo, ito yung novel ni Jose Rizal na dedicated sa 3 executed priests na Gumburza, Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora. And lumabas din ito sa board exam before. Pag ang question, ano yung novel ni Rizal na dedicated sa Gumburza, sagot is El filibusterismo. And balik tayo sa question, ang El filibusterismo ay na-print sa Ghent, Belgium. Again, Noli me tangere, Berlin, Germany. El filibusterismo is to Ghent, Belgium. Rizal 101 General Education Question. In which city did Rizal publish Noli me tangere? Is it A. Ghent, B. Berlin, C. Manila, or D. Paris? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Time's up. Now let's rationalize the question. Now, based on the question, ang clue natin dito is city kung saan na-publish ang Noli me tangere. Now, when we say Noli me tangere, ito yung first novel ni Jose Rizal. Ang ibig sabihin is Touch Me Not. And Jose Rizal wrote the first sections of his novel Noli me tangere in year 1884 sa Madrid, Spain when he was still studying medicine. Pero year 1887 pa na-publish ang Noli me tangere or ang first edition nito sa Berlin, Germany. And to express his gratitude, he gave the original manuscript to Maximo Viola. Si Maximo Viola, important yan siya. I-remember yan siya because siya ang kinukonsidera as the savior of Noli me tangere. Bakit savior si Maximo Viola? Because siya ang nag-finance ng printing cost ng Noli me tangere. Now, balik tayo sa question. Correct answer is we have B. Berlin, Germany. Science 101 General Education Question. Which is the correct sequence of the stages of mitosis? A. Telophase, anaphase, metaphase, prophase. B. Metaphase, anaphase, telophase, prophase. C. Anaphase, prophase, metaphase, telophase. Or D. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer, or if you want, you can just simply pause the video. Time's up. Now let's check if your answer is correct. Now for this question, ang clue natin is correct sequence of the stages of mitosis. Now, ano pala yung mitosis? When we say mitosis, it is a type of cell division. It is a process where a single cell divides into 2 identical daughter cells. And for this question, kailangan may mnemonics tayo kasi nga 'di ba sequence. Remember sa mga previous natin na video, in-include ko ang discussion when it comes to mnemonics. When we say mnemonics, ito yung ating memory device or yung learning technique natin na nakaka-help sa atin para mas madali nating ma-remember or ma-retrieve yung important na mga information. Example, Roy G. Biv para ma-remember natin yung colors ng rainbow. Now for this question, ang mnemonics natin is PMAT. It's PMAT. Now, hanapin natin sa option saan dito ang PMAT. Of course, mali ang A kasi T ang nauna. Mali ang B kasi M. Mali ang C because A. Remember, PMAT. So, the correct answer for this is delta or D, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Again, for the sequence or for the correct sequence of the stages of mitosis, remember the mnemonics PMAT: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Filipino 101 Gen Ed question. Ano ang kauna-unahang nobelang isinulat ng isang Pilipino gamit ang wikang Ingles? A. The Wound and Stars, B. A Child of Sorrow, C. Like the Mulave, or D. A Vision of Beauty. I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Time's up. Now let's rationalize the question. Now based on the question, ang hinahanap natin dito ay kung ano yung first novel na isinulat ng isang Pilipino gamit ang English or ang wikang Ingles. Now guys, for this question, ang sagot natin is we have B. A Child of Sorrow. Ang A Child of Sorrow is a 1921 novel by the Filipino author, paki-remember ang pangalan, Zoilo Galang. And it is considered as the first Philippine novel written in English. And also guys, paki-remember si Zoilo Galang because lumabas ito siya na question before. Ang naging question is kung sino raw ang naging author ng A Child of Sorrow. Answer is Zoilo Galang. So again, unang nobelang isinulat ng isang Pilipino gamit ang wikang Ingles. Sagot, A Child of Sorrow. Sino yung author? Answer is Zoilo Galang.
Board Exam Tips 101. Tip number 1. Study smarter, not harder. Huwag masyadong i-pressure ang sarili. Mag-review in a relaxed yet substantial way. Gumawa ng smart techniques para mag-review. Tip number 2. Where you study matters. Dapat natin i-consider ang place, ang environment kung saan tayo magre-review and make sure na ang environment natin ay comfortable tayo para makafocus tayo sa review. Number 3, test yourself frequently. Huwag ka lang magbasa ng notes. We need also to do many practice questions, as many as we can. Tip number 4. Have a SMART goal. Dapat alam natin sa sarili natin ang gusto nating achieve. Example, if gusto nating mag-top 1, pwede natin yan siyang isulat sa goal list natin and ma-remind tayo every day. And ang last tip, set realistic time. Dapat mag-set tayo ng time frame and dapat may timetable tayo sa ating pagsastudy. So that's it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Prof Ed 101. During classroom-level curriculum implementation, the strategies that work are classified as green. Which of the following belongs in this category? Is it A. Content delivery based on lessons, B. Excess in chalkboard talk, C. Homogeneous student grouping, or D. Student interest and teacher enthusiasm? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer, or if you want, you can just simply pause the video to give yourself longer time to think. Time's up. Now let's rationalize the question. Now based on the question, ang nakastipulate dyan is we have strategies that work, classified sila as green. Sa teaching profession kasi or sa field natin sa education, meron tayong green flags and we also have red flags. When we say green flags in terms of our strategies, yan yung positive, yan yung effective na mga strategies. But when we say red flags, sila yung mga strategies na ineffective. So again, pag green flags, effective. Pag red flags, ineffective. Now, based sa question, ang hinahanap natin, green flags. Ibig sabihin, strategies na effective, strategies na nag-work. Now, let's do the elimination method. Let's cancel letter A, content delivery based on lessons. Bakit hindi siya considered as effective na strategy? It's because ang pag-deliver mo ng lesson ay nakabase lang sa content or nakabase lang sa lesson. Remember, ngayon kailangan na student-centered tayo mga teachers. Ibig sabihin, tayo teachers mag-a-act as facilitator to give chance to our learners paano nila ma-learn ng isang bagay. So mali ang letter A kasi dapat student-centered, hindi subject-centered. Next, mali po ang Bravo, excess in chalkboard talk. Hindi pwede na si teacher lang ang source ng information. Remember, facilitator na lang tayo. Ang mga students, binibigyan natin ng chance na sila ang mag-brainstorm ng ideas. Next, mali rin ang C, homogeneous student grouping. Bakit mali ang C? Kailangan kasi para maging green flag siya, dapat heterogeneous. Kasi when we say homogeneous, di ba homo, that's one. Ibig sabihin, sa isang grupo, lahat matatalino. Sa kabilang grupo, lahat naman average na mga students. Kailangan, in grouping our students, heterogeneous. Dapat sa isang group, may student na matalino, may student na average, may student na ganito ang learning style, may student na ganito ang kanyang multiple intelligence. So, mali ang letter C. So, for this question, ang correct answer is we have D, student interest and teacher enthusiasm. Now, what is our basis for this answer? If nagbabasa talaga kayo ng mga Prof. Ed na books, makikita nyo sa Lorimar na book na diniscuss doon ang green flags. And when we say green flags, diba, effective strategies. Example, kailangan heterogeneous ang klase, kailangan meron tayong student interest and teacher enthusiasm, recognizing that students may change in skills, also integration of problem solving, students applying content to real-life situations, use of manipulatives, enrichment activities available to students. So, balik tayo sa question. Again, pag green flags, student interest, and teacher enthusiasm. So, thank you so much for listening and subscribe na to my YouTube channel. Prof. Ed 101. Teacher Christina will be talking about venomous animals in her next meeting. Which among these is the least likely of her options as teaching materials? Is it A, models, B, illustrations, C, mock-ups, or D, realia? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. If you want, you can just simply pause the video. Time's up. Now, let's rationalize the question. Now, based on the question, ang clue natin dito is, ang lesson ni Teacher Christina ay more on venomous animals. So, of course, when we say venomous animals, iyon talagang mga hayop na nakakapatay. Example, a snake, so scaled viper, red scorpion, or even box jellyfish. Now, if ang lesson ni teacher ay more on venomous animals, ano ang least likely na teaching material ang kanyang gagamitin? So, let's do the elimination method. Pwede bang gumamit si Teacher Christina ng models? Sagot is yes, because pag models, yes, pwede niyang mapakita kung ano-ano yung mga venomous animals at the same time, safe ang kanyang students. Pwede ba siya gumamit ng illustrations? Example, mga pictures, of course, pwede niyang gamitin. So, pwede ba siyang gumamit ng mock-ups? Answer is yes. Ano ba yung mock-ups? When we say mock-ups, yan yung edited copies ng reality. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila real objects, it's just a copy-paste. Now, ang pinaka-hindi dapat gamitin ni Teacher Christina pag magtuturo siya ng venomous animals ay we have D, realia. Say realia from the word real, ito yung mga real-life objects or yung mga real objects. Hindi pwedeng magdala ng totoong hayop or totoong venomous animals or totoong snake si Teacher Christina because hindi yan safe sa kanyang mga students and may tendency na pwede silang mamatay. So again, for this question, ang hindi dapat gamitin ni Teacher Christina ay ang realia. Prof. Ed 101. Teacher Christina will be talking about venomous animals in her next meeting. Which among these is the least likely of her options as teaching materials? Is it A, models, B, illustrations, C, mock-ups, or D, realia? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. If you want, you can just simply pause the video. Time's up. Now, let's rationalize the question. Now, based on the question, ang clue natin dito is, ang lesson ni Teacher Christina ay more on venomous animals. So, of course, when we say venomous animals, iyon talagang mga hayop na nakakapatay. Example, a snake, so scaled viper, red scorpion, or even box jellyfish. Now, if ang lesson ni teacher ay more on venomous animals, ano ang least likely na teaching material ang kanyang gagamitin? So, let's do the elimination method. Pwede bang gumamit si Teacher Christina ng models? Sagot is yes, because pag models, yes, pwede niyang mapakita kung ano-ano yung mga venomous animals, at the same time, safe ang kanyang students. Pwede ba siya gumamit ng illustrations? Example, mga pictures, of course, pwede niyang gamitin. So, pwede ba siyang gumamit ng mock-ups? Answer is yes. Ano ba yung mock-ups? When we say mock-ups, yan yung edited copies ng reality. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila real objects, it's just a copy-paste. Now, ang pinaka hindi dapat gamitin ni Teacher Christina pag magtuturo siya ng venomous animals ay we have the realia. Say realia from the word real, ito yung mga real-life objects or yung mga real objects. Hindi pwedeng magdala ng totoong hayop or totoong venomous animals or totoong snake si Teacher Christina because hindi yan safe sa kanyang mga students and may tendency na pwede silang mamatay. So again, for this question, ang hindi dapat gamitin ni Teacher Christina ay ang realia. History 101. Which is a part of the lyrics of the electoral jingle of then President Ramon Magsaysay? Is it A, to whom it may deserve? B, our democracy will die? C, Filipinos are great leaders? Or D, for whom the bell tolls? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Time's up. Now let's rationalize the question. Now for this question, ang clue natin is electoral jingle ni President Ramon Magsaysay. And hahanapin natin sa 4 na options kung saan dito sa kanila ang nasa lyrics ng kanyang electoral jingle. Now, si Ramon Magsaysay, siya ang President ng Philippines na known as Man of the Masses. Aside from that, siya din ang President ng Pilipinas na unang nagsuot ng barong Tagalog sa kanyang inauguration as the President of the Philippines. However, the sad thing is, si Ramon Magsaysay hindi niya na-finish ang kanyang term because namatay siya in a fatal airplane crash in Mount Manunggal sa Cebu. Now, let's hear the jingle of Ramon Magsaysay.
Why, that is why you will hear the people cry. Our democracy will die. Wala si Magsaysay. Mambo, mambo, Magsaysay. Mambo, 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 Magsaysay. Our democracy will die. Wala si Magsaysay.
Now, based on the jingle, mali po ang A, to whom it may deserve. Next, mali rin ang Charlie, Filipinos are great leaders. Ang correct answer is we have B, our democracy will die. So again, pag jingle ni Ramon Magsaysay, ang lyrics kasali dyan ang our democracy will die. History 101, Philippine Presidents. Who was the President of the Philippines who advocated Filipino First policy? Is it A, Carlos Garcia, B, Diosdado Macapagal, C, Manuel Rojas, or D, Ramon Magsaysay? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Time's up. Now let's rationalize the question. Now based on the question, ang clue natin dito is Filipino First policy. Now, ano pala yung Filipino First policy? So when we say Filipino First policy, under this policy, Filipino-owned business is prioritized over its foreign counterparts and the patronizing of Filipino-made products by Filipinos. So yan yung Filipino First policy. Now, sino ang nag-implement ng Filipino First policy? Now, pag ang sagot natin is Ramon Magsaysay, that is wrong. Kasi pag si Ramon Magsaysay, siya ang Philippine President na sikat sa tawag na Man of the Masses, and si Ramon Magsaysay din ang first Philippine President na nag-wear ng barong Tagalog sa kanyang inauguration as the President of the Philippines. Nga lang, si Ramon Magsaysay is namatay po siya because of a fatal airplane crash. Next, mali din ang sagot na si Manuel Rojas. Because si Manuel Rojas, siya ang first natin na president sa Third Philippine Republic and siya ang nag-sign sa parity rights and sa Belt Trade Act. Now, we only have 2 options left, Carlos Garcia and Diosdado Macapagal. Mali po ang sagot na Diosdado Macapagal. Kasi when we say Diosdado Macapagal, siya ang president na nag-move or nag-change ng celebration ng Independence Day from July 4 to June 12. So pag Filipino First policy, ang isagot po natin is si Carlos Garcia. And aside sa Filipino First policy, sikat din si Carlos Garcia sa austerity program. Rizal 101. What Republic Act is known as the Rizal Law? Is it A. Republic Act 1524, B. Republic Act 1452, C. Republic Act 1425, or D. Republic Act 1542? I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Time's up. Now let's rationalize the question. Now, based on the stem or based on the question, ang clue natin is Rizal Law. So, saan sa 4 na options ang Rizal Law? Now, when we say Rizal Law, it is an act to include in the curricula of all public and private schools, colleges, and universities courses on the life, works, and writings of Jose Rizal, particularly his novels No Limitang Here and El Filibustrismo, authorizing the printing and distribution thereof and for other purposes. And according to Section 1 ng Rizal Law, courses on the life, works, and writings of Jose Rizal, particularly his novel No Limitang Here and El Filibustrismo, shall be included in the curricula of all schools, colleges, and universities, public or private. Ibig sabihin, when we say Rizal Law, ito yung Philippine law that mandates all educational institutions in the Philippines to offer courses about Jose Rizal. That's the reason why sa college, kahit na ayaw talaga natin ang life ni Jose Rizal, part siya sa discussion kasi meron tayong Rizal Law. And ang Rizal Law, na-approve ito siya June 12, 1956. And pag 1956, sa time ito ni President Ramon Magsaysay, na tinatawag din natin sa history as Man of the Masses. Now, balik tayo sa question. Mali po ang letter A na 1524. Mali din ang B na 1452. So, we only have 2 options left. If hindi nyo talaga alam, pwede na lang kayong manghula. The correct answer is we have C. That is RA 1425. So, remember, pag Rizal Law, that is Republic Act 1425.